You're not going to like what I'm just about to tell you, but if you're going through perimenopause and menopause, you really, really need to know this. Hi, my name is Claire. I'm a clinical nutritionist and also a hypnotherapist, and I'm passionate about women's health. So, this is caffeine, what we're talking about today. And caffeine is in green tea, black tea, coffee, your V drinks, and it basically stimulates the body and puts it into a stress response. And by doing so, it stimulates the adrenal glands, and this produces and then release cortisol. Cortisol then stimulates the body to put blood sugars into the blood and carry it to where it needs to go. So with this stimulation, it makes the blood rush to the outer extremities because it sees it as a stressor, and this is like running from the lion. So all the blood rushes to the outer extremities. That's why you get a kick of energy when you have that coffee. And so it pumps that nutrients and that blood sugars to the outer extremities by also increasing your blood pressure and also your heart rate, because cortisol basically regulates metabolism and also it regulates blood pressure as well. And by increasing this heart rate, therefore the blood pumps quicker and the nutrients can be delivered, those blood sugars as well can be delivered where they need to go at more faster because you're using them up way more. This can also, when we're going through perimenopause and menopause, increase the amount, either it can increase anxiety and also the duration of that feeling of anxiety or having panic attacks, and also the frequency as well. I might have said that before, but anyway, is that with the anxiety, which is often a symptom of perimenopause and menopause, this coffee can make it far worse. And because this heart rate goes up, it tells the body that there's something like wrong, there's something going on. So therefore increasing that anxiety feeling. So getting off caffeine will really, really reduce those panic attacks, those anxiety situation and the jitteriness. Because metabolism basically speeds up, increases when you've got the stimulant of caffeine, because we're running from the lion, remember, is that it produces heat. Because the cells are being activated, the ATP, the energy is being increased, and literally you're not running from the lion. That energy has to go somewhere, and that you will feel heat rise in your body. Like the hot flushes can increase in duration and frequency. So by cutting out caffeine, you might find actually your hot flushes completely go or become greatly reduced. So another good way, really another point of getting off caffeine is reducing those hot flashes and night sweats that you might be experiencing. Another thing is that caffeine can really disrupt your sleep. I mean, so many people know this anyway. Our cortisol levels rise between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. This stimulates us to get up in the morning and stimulates us with the blood sugars being pumped into the body to start our day, get going, this energy ready to rock and roll. But what happens if you have coffee at say 3 p.m. in the afternoon for that pickup that you're really searching for, is that the body then thinks it's getting up again, and you really muck up this rhythm, this cycle of the body from going into a relaxed mode, a sleep mode later in the night time. Because if you have it at 3 o'clock, the body thinks, oh, it's 8 o'clock, I'm ready to rock and roll. And then so 9 o'clock is really 3 o'clock in the afternoon according to the body. And again, if you have another one at 7 where you're just really mucking up that rhythm, you might find it really difficult to get to sleep, or you might find is that you wake often in the night as well. Because remember, caffeine is a diuretic, so especially if you're having it in the night time, it can cause you to wake up because you've got to go to the bathroom, and you'll be losing liquid out of the body, which is essential during perimenopause and menopause. Keep that body hydrated is really, really essential for the detoxification pathways. So having caffeine in coffee or black tea, green tea, whatever it is, can be a contributor to insulin resistance. And a lot of women in perimenopause and menopause do experience this, especially if they're consuming a lot of sugar, high carb diet, are already overweight. And then having coffee also, insulin resistant is prevalent. And then what happens is with insulin resistance is that often you will put a weight around the middle of the body. This protects the vital organs when we're in stress, because when we're also in stress, the body thinks that we're actually going into famine and that there won't be any food. The metabolism, if we're in stress over time, can actually slow down quite a bit, and it causes this weight to form around the midsection. So reducing your caffeine down, eliminating it eventually out of your diet, will really support the body in having really even balance insulin release out of the pancreas and regulating those blood sugar levels. So caffeine is also known to reduce bone density, and during this time from caterpillar through to butterfly, as we all know, osteoporosis can be a real issue. As estrogen drops, this can cause bone density to decrease. And also caffeine has the same result as well. If you're consuming a lot of caffeine, it can cause bone density to reduce, calcium to be taken out of the bones, as well as other minerals as well. So yeah, that is really, really important during this time. You want to keep that bone density up, do whatever is possible. And so dropping that caffeine out of your diet and switching it out for something else is really, really important. So now we've gone through some of the negative effects that caffeine, that coffee, black tea, green tea, V drinks can have on your body, which is like can increase the hot flushes, decrease bone density, cause sleep disturbances, also affect your mood, increase anxiety, panic attacks as well. It's also a diuretic, so it causes a release of water out of the body, so really it's not good. It's dehydrating to the body. How do you get off caffeine? So what I do for myself is that you can switch to decaf coffee. So it's really important when you get decaf coffee, right, is that it is water processed, because often decaf coffee can actually be chemically processed, which is not good for your body at all. We just don't need any more chemicals going on in the body. So water processed is the key. This is Rush coffee. It's really beautiful. It is made in Mangawhai area, in the Kaipara area, and it is water processed. So I always suggest just one decaf per day, because it is a natural histamine which can cause inflammation in the body, and this cannot be good during perimenopause and menopause, but one will be fine around 8 a.m. in the morning. And so what are you going to do to get off your coffee is that you get your jar of coffee and you take out half of the coffee, your normal coffee, out of the jar, and you put decaf in and you mix it all around. You then consume over time that jar of coffee. The next time when you go and refill it, you then do a quarter of a cup of your normal coffee and then 3/4 of decaf, consume that, and then the next time you just fill it with your decaf coffee. And therefore you can slowly migrate over to decaf, because some people do experience severe headaches and like a detox process. If they're drinking a lot of coffee, you can experience that. So that's one way to really navigate that situation. And then the other thing, for if you're a big black tea drinker, is going to rooibos tea, which is also called red bush. It's from South Africa, and it's very, very high in antioxidants, and it's actually similar to I find quite similar to black tea. It's got a beautiful flavour to it, and we have vanilla rooibos, which is available in our online store, a link in the bio. And we do a vanilla rooibos and also vanilla rooibos with mint. So this is excellent for after dinner, because with mint it basically reduces sugar cravings. So that is excellent to have after dinner, I find, if you're feeling like a sweet treat. Another one is, of course, is what is it again? Licorice. Licorice is very sweet, and that's very good for curbing sugar cravings and very good for the adrenal glands. Just one thing, if you've got high blood pressure, don't consume licorice tea though. The other thing that I do is we have chai spice latte as well, which is an awesome combination of different spices. And this is beautiful. It's got ginger in it, it's got cinnamon. Cinnamon's very good for evening out blood sugar levels, very good for diabetes, insulin resistance. And the ginger is very good for the digestive system, very anti-inflammatory. It's got the turmeric in there, again, anti-inflammatory, very good for the brain is turmeric. And in India, they actually have reduced Alzheimer's rates because they consume so much turmeric. We've combined it in there with the black pepper, which is needed to activate the curcumin so you can absorb that into your cells. We've got cardamom in it and other goodies. There's lots of recipes to make your own online. And it is a beautiful thing to have with milks, plant-based milks, such as almond milk, cashew milk. Rice milk can be particularly sweet, but yeah, it's really beautiful. I don't suggest having dairy during perimenopause and menopause, because milk is for baby cows to stimulate growth. It's got a lot of hormones in it, and we don't need any more hormone disruption going on during this time. So that is a really beautiful one. So those are the three that I really utilize. Also, hibiscus tea, like I said before, is very good for reducing that body temperature. So very good for hot flushes. Ashwagandha, tulsi, very good for the adrenal glands, very calming to the body, along with chamomile. So you can mix up your herbal teas in there as well. So I hope this has helped you on your journey from caterpillar to butterfly. And I really suggest just trying to get off that caffeine, really going for it, because it does have a detrimental effect on your health during this time. And you might find many of those symptoms you're experiencing could be due to your caffeine consumption. So yeah, please subscribe to my channel or follow me and like this video. And if you like this sort of content, check in regularly, and I'll be uploading weekly. So I will see you later.